Two bronze medal matches.
In the red, representing the Russian Federation, NABIEV.
Russia will get ready to go right back to work. NABIEV making his appearance. NABIEV hasn't been too active in 2019. He's earned gold at Russian Nationals. Last year, a silver medalist at the U23 World Championships.
His opponent in the blue.
And from Uzbekistan, it's Rashid Kurbanov. Kurbanov's one of the veterans, 32 years old. He was a world bronze medalist all the way back in 2013. That was the last time he made the podium. He had a near miss in 2016. A couple of bronze medals at the Aliev and the Medvedev this year for Kurbanov of Uzbekistan.
And we know from watching the semifinals, he's not afraid to put his head in there and fight. He's going to attack with heavy hands, head position, and attacks off of that position. He wasn't able to clear the weapons of Kyle Dake, but most average men would have gotten taken down by several of his attacks in that match. Actually, many people would have been probably knocked out by some of the attacks in that match.
Yeah, he is rugged, very physical in nature. So let's see if NABIEV is ready for that head. Going to get pounded over the next 6 minutes. He's going to work on the arm first to start. Has that Russian tie, the 2-on-1, control of that right arm of the Russian NABIEV.
Do you call it a Russian tie when you're wrestling
That's
a Russian?
What I was just thinking as the words came out.
Uzbeki 2-on-1 tie? I'm not sure.
I think the Russians have the copyrights on that move.
But NABIEV, again, a wrestler from Dagestan, small town, and a beautiful, short little attack. Doesn't hit his knee for a brief second, and is able to attack and then transition right away. Kurbanov able to stop the attack. He's not able to get two on the exposure. They call it a slip through, and NABIEV, they're going to blow him up here, and we're going to go back up to our feet.
Yeah, not a lot of space in that attack by NABIEV. Quick strike and a 2-0 lead for Russia, trying to get back on their winning ways after absorbing a loss at 61. Again, Kurbanov continues to work on the right arm pretty heavily, trying to control that setup, that particular tie-up.
It's good to see in these Olympic weights some of their new athletes in either. Now, we know that Kurbanov's been around and he's been around the block, but a lot of times in these non-Olympic weights, you're going to see someone you haven't seen before. And we haven't seen a lot of NABIEV in the past. Obviously, like I said, some of probably his toughest competition is right there in his room in Dagestan.
Well, Russia always had, at least the last couple of years, with Gadzi Magomedov. He was the guy who handled Dake once. So that was the Russian representative at 79. He was the only guy to stop Kyle Dake last year. But this year it is NABIEV who has earned that spot through that ultra-competitive Russian national room that we've talked in great detail about the past couple of days.
And Rashid Kurbanov started his career in Russia, as did an athlete that we're going to see here in a little bit, Tamuraz Salzanov from Slovakia. So we have 3 of our 6 finalists medal who are from Russia.
You see a little bit of a different strategy from Kurbanov in this match compared to the semis, as NABIEV comes right in at him again and gets 2 more. Opens up a 4-0 lead, but he's not nearly going to the head as much as he did against Kyle Dake last night. Looks like he has a different game plan to try to counter this Russian.
And he hadn't had much of a counter for the offense of NABIEV. Now, to get to the bronze, both of these athletes lost to Kyle Dake. Since Kyle Dake made it to the finals, that pulled NABIEV back into the repechage, and he ran roughshod through the repechage to get to this bout.
First period will end. Russia with a couple of takedowns. Gadzi NABIEV in a 4-0 lead.
He's done his work. Junior Worlds, U23 Worlds last year, he was a silver. So NABIEV has done what he needs to do to be a part of this Russian team. he's just not one of those guys we've seen a lot of action from this past year, except for Russian nationals.
And that the big reason again was Gadzi Magomedov, who was in line to earn one of the top 4 rankings. He had secured enough points to be seated 3rd at these World Championships. However, he had knee surgery, a repair injury suffered during the semis of the European Championships. So really from April moving forward up until now in this month of September, Gadzi NABIEV became the man. And Russia just plugged a hole, and they might have plugged the hole with the bronze medal winner. Have to be ready on the call of a dime, and that certainly was the case with NABIEV to fill in for the injured star for Russia. And he's in on that low single again, trying to wrap up that second leg. Now bends the knee, puts all of his attention on the left leg of Kurbanov. Quad pod position, that split quad pod. And Russia should be able to crack that down, and he does. NABIEV up 6-zip.
He went back to that toe heel drop, and then as soon as he was pulling him backwards, he felt the change in pressure, drove Kurbanov forward right to his belly. And if you watch these shots by NABIEV, he is catching Kurbanov flat-footed. He's able to pull and move him and attack right when Kurbanov has a lot of weight on his front foot, back on his heels a little bit for the attack. Doesn't have a lot of stop in him.
As Kurbanov in a sit position.
He's going to look to table these knees up and take Kurbanov, expose his back right there.
He's close to getting it done. No points awarded yet. Kurbanov trying to use that strength, keep his grip, keep those abs going forward, but very patient is NABIEV. Driving forward, trying to get the exposure. Kurbanov stubborn, not giving in. He's hoping to get a whistle. NABIEV will readjust his angle and get the 2.
Kurbanov right in that chest lock, looking to pull NABIEV over. NABIEV did a really great job of getting both of his knees, we call it splitting the knees, in between the knees of Kurbanov, so he couldn't drive with his feet to pull him over top. Once you take those table legs away, there's no drive, nearly impossible to score.
This is a very impressive showing from Gadzi NABIEV. I thought this one might be a little bit tighter than it is. Gadziev with a commanding 8-0 lead. Kurbanov, really for the first time, working on that head, which he did so much of last night.
Kurbanov doesn't seem like he's ready to just full bare knuckle fight in this match. He's trying to be cute, trying to be slick, and I don't think that's his style.
Not at all. Working his way toward the passivity zone, and out of bounds they go for the point. So Kurbanov is on the board for the first time, but he is going to need a lot more. All Russia in this bronze. Shot is stuffed by Kurbanov. Trying to free up his hips, working on his toes. He'll start to pivot around. NABIEV trying to keep a firm grip on his initial shot, which was that double. Kurbanov is going to try to elevate. He won't be able to get that done, so the official jumps in. 11 seconds to go. Russia moments away from picking up their 2nd bronze medal.
Even where they're not in the finals, there's the only place that they're not in a position to score a medal is at 125 kilo at the heavyweights. 8-3 victory for NABIEV.
Last March and April, he was not even planning on being in this Russian roster, but an injury, next man up, and he was the guy, and Russia